Ndewo onye ọbụla ga-eme ntị, Chukwu gọzie gị ebula bọọlụ ịnụ nọ. So na vidio nke taa achọrọ m ịkọwani by putting focus on the attendance of umuofakaja meeting. Otu papa m jiri determine to expose me to certain lessons he wanted me to learn, and how I learned about those things, and how those things are beginning to play back in my life today. Or ihe m chere shi ụmụnna wụ. So after the war, like as I said, after the war, there was need for every family to gather. It was like a forum to count how many of us survived the Civil War and how many didn't. But by the grace of God, umuofakaja, we didn't have so much tears in our eyes during the war. The loss was very, very minimal. Rather, that opportunity was for us to be able to glorify God. So we rejoiced, we made merry, apart from any different families, apart from and it was very fine. It was a time that we wish could continue. So that was the beginning of the formation of umuofakaja as a union. So, and some of our family members who survived the war moved back to Lagos. So the genesis of the movement of umuofakaja members was as a result of the reunion of Biafran and the federal government, that everybody who have those kind of opportunities of working in the ministry before the war and can be able to now go back and resume. So many of our people went back to Lagos, my father inclusive. So the meeting was then, it was a kind of reactivate the meeting, since Lagos has become a place where large number of our kindred have already gathered. So it became necessary to extend that good gesture of umuofakaja to have a branch in Lagos. So Papa may take upon that opportunity by making sure that he takes me there. So each time I make any meeting, Papa Mshimoke mjikwara. So the venue was being shifted from place to place. Mofado anyeje olodia Papa abe Copen living us. Mofado anyeje shogule ebe host where na easy going hotel. Move for the JBK Cyril, move the JBK Kanote. So I need to move here from place to place. Sometimes I just lere Ebeko Pem Leo at the allowance and move or go move to somewhere at the Delabu and Jamakwa there to have our meetings, which was very nice. So move for the one identity, Ebeko Pem Open Shulo and Ebeke Papam. So it was a forum that unified the kindred. Everybody was coming together, and it was like, yes, I mean, it is a good thing. Even today in Europe, such things is still in practice. Even in America, the union of the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausa, and all those people that are trying to survive in diaspora have that kind of forum where they can also meet and socialize and meet, get themselves acquainted with the aspiration of their people. So it was not the first time that kind of thing was happening, but I took very keen interest in because I am the type that obey my father. I have to do it. It was obedience to my dad, instructions that I followed him, and it gave me the opportunity to learn about more things about the people I call my own people. So unity and progress was the basic idea for the formation of the union, and also in attendance I was also given the opportunity to learn whether this union will make progress or it was not making any progress. I took the opportunity to experience how fast the union was beginning to decay even before it could start, and begin to deteriorate. So ndem hugaji that they booger the heavy weight of responsibility of upholding the integrity of that union were the founding members. I mean, Ndinkoki, people like Opem Livinus, Opem Leo, Sajo, Opem Shulo. These were people that were carrying the burden of making sure that that union, survives. So there was little commitment from those members who were at that time not being committed were people that are supposed to be the leaders of umuofakaja today. So if I look at their nonchalant attitude and their lack of commitment to the progress of umuofakaja at that time, and there was no need for me to expect anything tangible from them today. So these are the people that were being, but Yamagilanya as it is today, the year 2025, the position of umuofakaja, what you are going to see is a replica or the product of the attitude of those people we had in the 80s, who were at that time were floor members. Because Ndinke Lela, the foundation of umuofakaja, have shifted. May their souls rest in peace. Today, these are the people that are the product of whatever was happening in the 80s and 90s. So we can now look around us at umuofakaja and see how the level of progress that have been made. So Yamagi Mbialanya as per the financial contribution, which is also important part of the union. Agana ego agana iji nyere our kindred aka in case of any contingencies that might arise. Yaoma like things like ikekwa onwusha kamnoka are anukura ilulu another place. Onkan kanro nusu he basere ilulu ahe. So ashi onwu kamnoka onwushi kamnoka hale. So adi amama something that can happen. Any of our family members that is deceased, aga amiaka na our pause would may run all the expenses of taking the person home for a decent funeral. So yauma onye nono logo onye doctor on the ego mogana onye landlord in the threat with quit notice. Nde anything that involves money, then the union members will be able to see to the assistance of that person. So this, which was very good. So, but as time went on, I begin to see that these floor members who are today the leaders, they are the leaders today. At that time, most of them could not even participate on the contribution of money. E.g., that they pay into the purse of the union in case of any contingencies. So, and how much was it at that time? We're talking about something like 5 naira or 10, maybe even 1 naira. It was not even up to 1 naira 50 kobo at that, judging by the weight of naira at that time. So most of them were not even coming up with their own contributions. In case was these older members, because living with my dad, knowing how much the salary was, my papa was a postman na GPO with a salary that is very small. Now sustaining family in a village, now sustaining in Lagos with a very meager salary. Yet contribution papa with akwego. But in the younger ones, who are still able, they could not meet up with the contributions. So as it is, as with what I have begun to experience at that time, maybe I heard that the coordination and the coherence of the union was very, very, in a way, it had a lot of flaws. Struggle to be able to gather these people together, to gather them, to bring up the idea, to kind of support the idea for which umuofakaja was established. So all the venue was converted into a place where it was just like an event for partying, celebrating. Hagada amana ajushia izukora how many cartons of beer ekokoroba urukuya all those kind of a thing. So apart from okay, it was better for me to sit back and see the level of communication and the coordination between Lagos branch and the village branch. When you have contact each other, any matter arising in the village, a table lawyer discuss lawyer na Lagos. Then send the delegates back to the village. She more information. She hide decided regime this case. I didn't see anything like that happening. So it was just like a forum to celebrate and make merry. So yes, but then and with the beer and other kind of thing, I don't think there is need for any cogent discussion of matters arising that will unify or bring peace in the family. Though there was no war, there was nothing. We were happy with each other, but it was like a forum for us to prepare ourselves in case of any contingencies that might arise in the future. Yes, but it was not all very good, but I was still paying attention, following my dad to the meeting, and seeing what was up. But it was also a forum, like it was like a kind of our own social media where we'll be able to gather to see onye onye Lagos onye village law or so andola de hebole ade hemma nde anyo akọ ya onye ojileta law ya this later ure nye mo nya ye dola mo ye that later we begin to move. Yeah, but I remember very fine my dad they take that opportunity to be able to ask from other members because onye la ujulo onye gije village. Papa know that onye gije village probably at that time onye ogeje the kebe one echi okwadogo ije village one echi. Papa Mary Belogo, there is nowhere to gather money. So I will be able to follow my dad home, Mabana, and hold discussion between my mom and my dad to be able to see whether I'm on any possibility of going to meet any members of umuofakaja. I can have full loan. Papa may decide, yeah. The only person I when he did share Japano, I mean the only person I get meet here or living us. Mama me akpọrọ kwa mụ onye ga-akpọrọ anyị je ebe Copen Livinus. I told you dear papa. Jedo dear I told you dear papa. I took interest in watching how Open Livinus was trying to organize himself. He was a very just man with a lot of dependents around him. People were coming, and it's not only that we sat down there. I did telephone no at that time. I get you Open Livinus. Shayana bila. I runga yano anyedu. Muna mama mgidu ne check Open Livinus obada. Until Yanira his car, and then he will arrive. During the time of waiting, we were not the only people that was waiting to see Open Livinus. And when they came from different places with different kind of needs, Open Livinus will attend to everybody. I go renew my mom for whom I have my back. I never will go. I meet you who the person who to over. Mama nanaka aganada nanaka bonvita milk all those things achikota chayo no tea na package pega mchuko de mu apara je wejirendele la bulo for Mike na Chinedu to survive while we were suffering, and this was the regular practice. Papa mgan akoni go ahian awe gageji ure ko school fees Mike na Chinedu. So these were things was happening at the congregation of umuofakaja. It was like a platform for my father to be able to communicate with the village and send messages to the village, which was very good. So as time went on, it was also known that certain things would begin to crawl into the arrangement of umuofakaja for me to observe that yes, this union will begin to be politicized change here by making sure that agama shina yes papa omenehojo in introducing me to my kindred. No, he didn't. That was the right thing for us to do. That was the right thing for my dad to do. Yadi, where I originate, it is the duty of my father to be able to put me through, to be able to point the torchlight for me to see, which was the right thing for my dad to have done. So, and how did they lift themselves? How were they able to portray themselves? That is a different story. So, in different kind of videos, Agamnea dig into what I experienced going on at umuofakaja, and how it will now boil down to the relationship between my father and my kindred, and I am in order to be able to see what is the difference. Of Omo Ikenwolo, Omo just Omo Abhara, now Omo Ekonye, and how were they able to tailor these different branches of umuofakaja to be able to make one unified kindred. So the politics of that union or will be the subject matter of my future discussions. I can take it bit by bit and begin to analyze what is going on. Marashi, in whatever that is going on in my situation today and the situation of my father will be put in, on spotlight, so that people will know that definitely this thing didn't begin today. There is a reason why what is happening to my father is happening. So that is what I am set to achieve. Thank you for listening, and God bless.